Hi. So the fifth view in effortless EIFS is simultaneous awareness. It's a sense of a co-arising of parts and self. That, or the inseparableness of parts and self, of the personal and the impersonal. So what does this mean in your system? That as parts arise, as a sense of, oh, I want to go be with my friend today, or what's for breakfast? As they arise, that they're arising from and of self, or they're not separate from essence. It's like, it makes sense, right? The essence of, we always think the essence of something. And how can anything be separate from its essence? And it's almost like that. I'm exploring this, but what we're looking at is, what is simultaneous awareness in your system? Where do you touch this? Where have you touched this? Because we often speak of, in kind of earlier, in other views, there's a sense that parts obscure self, like the weather can block the sky. And then we go to the fourth view, which is all is of self, and we recognize that everything, that all the weather, everything is made of sky, right? And then it kind of becomes, we kind of fall into the skyness of it all in the fourth view. But this fifth view is like the full aliveness of the parts, the full aliveness of the foreground, plus the causeless okayness of the background. But they're no longer separate, they're co-arising. They call this sometimes the inseparable pair. And this is where we know all of our parts, all of our expressions as the precious expression of the life that we are, of the beingness that we are. And so it's like, how do we make sense of that in our own system? Like this as we see, as I look in the camera, as I'm recording this, and I see this form, this body, and that it's not separate from essence. It's made of essence. It's made of spirit, of light, of love. It's made of that. This is the inseparable pair. This is where parts in our EIFS, we start by seeing parts as, in a way, seeing them as objects, labeling our thoughts, feelings, and sensations as parts. And so it becomes a separation. And then this is how we get to know more, the riding the bike of being, getting to know more, just this what we're calling self, or beingness, or isness, or Atman, Brahman, whatever you're calling it. And then, but it's a separation that's like, so we become not interested in the parts, as we're just the second view, just interested in this. Right? And the third view is where the healing happens, as we can be concurrently aware of both. There's the self background, the parts as the foreground, and then just the parts get to soak in this love, and this acceptance, and this welcoming, and this care, and this calm, and this peace, and this connectedness. And just that's where spontaneous unburdening occurs, and the system loses the charge of the parts. They get to wait, we're not alone. There's self here, and this is where this updating all happens in this third view. And again, the fourth view is we recognize it's all of self, and we might fall into that, but then it becomes really interesting in the fifth view. And sometimes to get here, there has to be, for some systems, like a degree of relaxation of this in parts. Be able, but we all glimpse this along the way, and it goes in and out. And so just the question is, what does that look like in your system? How do you taste this? How do you know this? And it just becomes, and then just to be aware of spiritual achievers. It might be a voice like, hey, this was better, I should be here. No, the game is it moves back and forth amongst these all, right? And this is just my version of views. It's just this dance, this play, this exploration together. Good to be with you. Bye.